Today we're talking about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team Deluxe Edition. This is the remake of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I probably won't be buying it anytime soon since it's $60. I don't think this game should be worth $60. But we'll be going over all the changes, all the things in the games. So it will kind of have a mini rant over, some stuff. You can call me petty all you want, but I remember these games that's like Sky and Explorers like the back of my head. I know everything about the original. I play these games, the original games, so much. So we're going over the things that have been approved. First of all, you're not no longer forced to evolve your Pokemon. I always thought it was annoying that you're forced to evolve your Pokemon to get certain higher Pokemon up. I thought, and only a few select Pokemon were excluded from this. I see the trailers to get recruit Pokemon Sun 4, which are normally never recruitable before. Hopefully, they go away with that entirely. We can just have Pokemon. You don't have to just, oh, you have to recruit this Pokemon in order to get to, fully evolved. Makes no sense. Number two, they are adding the new Pokemon. It's kind of like, the Gold and Silver remake, so they add all the Pokemon that have evolutions of the previous Pokemon. It makes sense. And you can also get Wakaria. It makes sense to introducing all these Pokemon that are evolutions of previous Pokemon. I'm disappointed they didn't introduce the Galarian evolutions for some of the Pokemon, and the Alolan forms of all the Pokemon as well. It makes some sort of reason for the Alolan forms, but it's new, and make a Alolan and they got rid of bring an area for the Alolan Pokemon, and it's just so interesting. They also made the graphics unique. I think the graphics are hit or miss for some people. I think the graphics are fine. It doesn't the games, but I think the games should be running at 60 FPS. The original games did, but the first games were on sprites on the DS, so it's just wild making the game only one at 30 FPS. I know it's 3D, so it's more visually demanding, but really can make it run at 60 FPS. It's not that hard. Game Freak, or who are the people behind this game? I think it's I'm saying it's Game Freak. Tell me in the comments if it is in Game Freak. But then we have all the Pokemon. You can choose your Pokemon. The quiz chooses your Pokemon just like the originals. I think they're trying to keep a lot of the things of the originals as they can, but of course this is a remake, and we'll be going over all the stuff I don't like now. Okay, of course it's Mystery Dungeon expected to. The stories could probably be the same. They could probably before we get to the bad stuff, I think they're gonna also expand the story and expand the end game quests as well. Add some more boss battles that weren't in the originals. That would be pretty good. And the soundtrack, of course, is basically the same, but it's more updated to modern times. It's pretty good to okay at most. I don't think the soundtrack is that. I don't think the soundtrack is bad, like some people say it is, but it is not. But now we're going over all of the nitpicks or stuff I don't like. The biggest problem with this game is the fact that they're bringing back the mistakes to infinite. No, not okay. The fact they're getting rid of friend areas. Why are they getting rid of friend areas? Well, because Game Freak and people who are developing this are lazy. Pokemon Company, Game Freak, and people behind these games decided that, hey, friend, we don't want to make a whole entire area for our Pokemon. Let's just make the PNZ background because we're bored. Yes, boring as hell. Yeah, why would you have to do this? Okay, why? Okay, they of course just like changing the word Pokemon Master for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. They're changing friend areas to rescue camps. This is one of the most meaningless changes I have ever seen put into a video game. Okay, thus it's just like Pokemon is like, the original term was Pokemon Master. Let's change it to Master Trainer and see how people feel about it. And the problem is the Pokemon community is too accepting of these changes that are ruining the original things. They got rid of the term God Catch 'em All, so and to train on because of course, so they can have it, so they can turn it to an inevitable, gain rid of the National Dex and Pokemon Sword and Shield. We all know that was the plan, okay? People who said, oh, why does it matter? Okay, why does it matter changing the train on? It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, because that's what we grew up with. We grew up with, that stuff. We grew up with Pokemon Master. We never grew up with Master Trainer. And it's just a Game Freak is just changing all these things to mess with our minds. It's like, why Game Freak? Why people who are behind this game? I don't know who the development team is behind this game, but and the next game problem is it's $60. Why is it $60? Because Game Freak wants money. Simple as that. Game Freak wants the most amount of money as possible. Oh, the developer, I haven't seen who the developers for this game is. Developers are the same, Spike, Toonsoft, and of course, publishers of Pokemon Company and Nintendo. So, it is the same developers as the first game. So, Spike, Toonsoft, whoever you guys are. Okay, I think the developers of the first game. But it's like, why? I won't be surprised if Game Freak has some meddling in this game no matter what. But why is this game $60? Why couldn't we make it, if it was a $20 ESOP game, I wouldn't be complaining about all these changes. I wouldn't be complaining, oh, it's a cheap ESOP remake. But the fact that this is $60 and this is what we're getting. The fact that they're, tainting all these things. And next is, of course, the first dungeon they're bringing in hand holding. The first few mystery dungeon game, first two mystery dungeon games didn't need no goddamn hand holding. Why is you putting this in this game? Why are you putting hand holding in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Why? No one wants to be hand holded throughout the whole game. And this is the problem with modern Pokemon games in general. Nobody wants this but Game Freak and Pokemon Company and whoever else and Sunsoft and these poor people. Oh, what about the 5-year-olds who can't play this game? We got a mix of the 5-year-olds who know nothing about Pokemon, even though before they play Mystery Dungeon, they know what a Pokemon is. Oh, we gotta make those people be able to play the game, okay? It's not like you're able, like when I first played Mystery Dungeon, it was easy to play. It was not that difficult to play the game, okay? It's just like, why are you bringing all these hand-holdy features to the game, okay? And the next game of the original, this is a more nitpicky thing, but again with all the original sound effects for the Gates to Infinity sound effects. Why are you bringing back the Gates to Infinity sound effects? It is proof that Game Freak and the people behind Pokemon are lazy, okay? They reuse the same models for, the other games, and, it's just, you're reusing the same sound effects from Gates to Infinity. Why are you reusing the same sound effects? Probably be lazy. You can't use the original sound effects. No. I know this is supposed to be a remake, and remakes are supposed to be improved versions of the original, but why are you bringing back the original sound effects? I also complain about Sonic fans being like this, but just come on, Game Freak and Pokemon Company and Sunsoft. The original sound effects were great. There was nothing wrong with them, okay? I know they reused them for 2 Mystery Dungeon games, but come on, you should reuse the original sound effects or make an updated version of those sound effects in the game. So, Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity, Gates to Infinity Rescue Team DX, okay? That's what it should be called. And the fact that bringing back stuff like the Tiny Reviver Seed and stuff that, weren't in the original, okay? Nobody wanted the Tiny Reviver Seeds to return, okay? It makes the games, it makes the games more difficult. It makes the games, more difficult because it just makes the games more difficult for no reason, okay? More confusing, okay? Oh, now the Tiny Reviver Seed, people who play the original are like, why is the Tiny Reviver Seeds? It's not Tiny Reviver Seeds in the first Mystery Dungeon game, okay? And now let's go back some good things, okay? They're bringing the new moves from the newer games and stuff like that. And that's basically it. Also, Ekans' sprite is just not good. That's important. Ekans' sprite in the game is just, no. Ekin looks terrible in this game. And why did they ruin Ekans in this game? But other than that, I'm not, it's just the same game as the original Mystery Dungeon game. But they're trying to bring it to updated to modern standards to bring, all the bad stuff from Gates to Infinity into the game. Like that's how Game Freak is, and then people make this game. Because they really think that people really love Gates to Infinity. And so, I don't know about Super Mystery Dungeon, but people really love Gates to Infinity that much that they have to bring back the sound effects for those games. Okay? They're bringing back the, some of the stuff from Gates to Infinity that were not well liked. And the sound effects are, of course, the least amount of things, okay? But the thing is, they're not bringing, but thank God they're not bringing back the stupid things from Super Mystery Dungeon where you couldn't recruit Pokemon anymore. That's the reason why I hate Super Mystery Dungeon so much, because if you couldn't recruit Pokemon, you couldn't name your Pokemon whatever you want. And I won't be surprised in this game Nintendo has implemented something where you can't rename your Pokemon to say, and I won't be surprised if they do this in this game. It makes no sense. You can rename your Pokemon Sword and Shield, but you can't name them in spin-offs. It makes no sense and it loses all personal connection with your Pokemon. So hopefully, Sunsoft and Game Freak and all the people who are making this game bring back nicknames for these games. I know the games are probably already complete, are already done, basically. But please bring back the nicknames in this game, and 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 now let's get to the changes in the dungeons. They changed the dungeons, and the only change that get Ace to Infinity that I do not hate is they changed the dungeons to not only be boxes. I think it makes the dungeons look more natural. I don't really hate that change at all. It makes the dungeons look way more natural and way more believable. Because I don't really believe every single dungeon is just a bunch of square blocks all the time. Oh yeah, and they remove some difficulty by putting all of the Pokemon on the map so you can see where they are. Just to make the game easier. Of course, Sunsoft and Game Freak, you have to find every way to make the game easier. That's basically it. Goodbye.